stuff is not a hobby. Buying stuff is not a hobby. If your sense of self is built upon your packages from Amazon, and that's all you have going on, then that is sad.
Love that cut.
I'm being sued by a credit card company for $5,000 for not paying the bill. You know how you don't know what you don't know? Well, I learned this the fucking hard way.
Hey, how y'all be going on all these trips? Bitch took 10 vacations this year. The fuck? Hey,
All right, let's party. I would argue that buying stuff is kind of American tradition. I would say, now I'm not going to discount everything's expensive. I get that. But the buying stuff is a hobby thing. Right here, I'm $60K in debt. I need everybody's most unhinged tax on how they saved money. You could see all the shit behind me. Guilty. I think most of our financial problems, it's kind of our poor decisions. And honestly, the only advice you really can do is make more money. And I know it's not the easiest thing to do, but it's the truth. Make more money. Stop buying shit. But it's hard. It is like an addiction. Like we're kind of conditioned to want the thing. And most of the things are expensive. And call me crazy, but I like having a house with the air conditioning. And that's expensive. So can't really cut that one out. I'm just throwing that out there, though. We're going to have a good time. Oh, Anton Daniels is the best. Right here. 100K couple still living in the negative every month. Classic. It's a tale as old as time.
We make a combined, I want to say over $100,000 a year pre-tax. Pre-tax. And still, at the end of every month, we're overdrawn. Like we're in the red $1,600 every single month. I have canceled every subscription possible that I can cancel. I've canceled our streaming services. I've canceled like any gym memberships. Literally anything that I can cancel, I have.
If you, one other person, and a child, and I'm assuming that it's a small child, not a child that's an infant, but a smaller child, maybe even a child that's just recently started going to school full time, because clearly you are able to work, and so either you got daycare or they go to school full time, and y'all make over $100,000 a year, and you can't budget yourself effectively to where you're not under duress. If you are $1,600 over every single month in the hole, there is something fundamentally wrong. Now, of course, people are going to come on here and say, oh, but I cut all of my streaming services.
Yeah, you got to make way more money. I hate to be the one to say this, but our information, my phone number, your home address, it's being sold right now on some sketchy website in the back alleyways of the interwebs by hackers and scammers alike. But here's the game plan. If they can't find you, they can't mess with you. And that's why today's video is sponsored by Incogni. Incogni is always working to keep our personal information protected. Incogni tracks down and removes your personal data from these kind of sites, including online directories, people search sites, and even commercial databases. Okay, one time I actually had my identity stolen about 10 years ago, and some dude cashed $100-something thousand under my social security number. And that's why I use stuff like Incogni today to make sure that my information is not just floating out there in these back alleyways of these interwebs. And let's say you find something on the website that Incogni hasn't found, you can use Incogni's custom removal feature to get that bad boy right off of that website. So do yourself a favor, take your personal information back with Incogni. Use my code down below, Jack Morgan, get 60% off your annual plan. And you know what? Put a stop to the nonsense. Honestly, I'm tired of it. Incogni. Anyways, back to the video. How are you affording all these trips? How, you know, when you ask yourself, like, you see these people. Last year, this year, I was one of those people. For about 5 years straight, I went on 2 vacations in 5 years because that's all I could swing. And I was working 7 days a week. I am the guy who had 2 roommates in his early 30s. Not so I could be broke. I was working 7 days a week too. I was doing YouTube and I was bartending. I wanted all the money because I don't like being broke. But something I will say this year, even if you're a couple, people love vacations. They fucking do. And I always used to wonder to myself, how are you affording like 4 vacations this year? 5 vacations this year? This is how it happens. Perfect example. Literally been on 8 trips this year. Me and my lady. And I'm not discounting it. It's fun. It's the experience. But here's what I want to say. And this is mostly, 2 of them were me. The other ones are her. And these aren't like crazy vacations, but they cost a lot of money. But my favorite is when she goes, this is how some people are. They go, how come I don't have any money? Or they want more. They're like, and I had to sit there and go, here's the deal. You don't get to go on 8 trips this year and also be rich. And if you know how to do that, I would love to learn. Please show me how this is done. She goes, that's all the money we have? I go, did you not forget the 8 trips? Did you forget about that? I go, if you know how to do both, if you know how to do 8 vacations and be rich at the same time, I'm curious, guys. I am. I'm very curious. But that's something you have to accept. Most of us cannot do both. Most of us can't have this lifestyle and also be like, look at all my money in the bank. Most of us can't have both of that. And if you know how to have both of that, please inform me. I would love to learn. Right here. You're living beyond your means. That's the best. Single income household with 6 kids and a mortgage. Yeah, we've heard enough on that. Says this is sitting on a $70,000 car. That's the best. You can't go wrong with the $70,000 car.
You interested in that Ford?
And this is the most truthful thing ever right here. This one kind of blew my mind.
Ford Mustang?
Yeah, but I'm a little upside down on my Kia.
What kind of Kia is it?
It's Soul.
Kia Soul. How much you owe on the Kia?
About 7,000.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big hit. And then you, of course, need money down on this one. So you have another person that can go on it with you?
No, I'm just trying to figure out if I can like throw on another car.
Is your credit pretty decent?
About a 6.
You know, there's a chance that they might give you another loan, but can you handle 2 payments?
I already have 2 payments. I have a motorcycle and I got that thing.
So this be number 3. Can you handle number 3?
I could if I let that bike up. I don't drive it.
What kind of bike is it?
2009 Yamaha Nestor.
And you owe how much on that?
7,000.
You know, maybe swing up here with the Yamaha and see what we can do. We do pretty well with motorcycles. What's that's going to be worth?
What's his payments though?
About 3,000.
Oh, so that's worth 3. You owe 7, and then you're about 7 grand upside down in the other one. That's 14. That's 10,000 upside down, right?
Yeah.
Looks like you've got a firm grip on it, my brother. What's your payment on the Yamaha?
About 500 a month.
And the Kia?
Plus 6.
About 500. So that's 1,000. Let me see what I could do.
No offense to my Kia Soul brothers out there, but like $500 a month for a Kia Soul? What? That's sickening. I don't even think I could be your friend knowing that you sound body and in sound mind, spirit and body made that choice. $500 a month for a Kia fucking Soul. What? And you want to get in the Mustang? But that's what I'm getting at. How many people, we're kind of conditioned to do this though. And I've made the terrible decision.
Man, I don't
Well, this guy right here, this is going to tie in together.
care what nobody say. Stacking that first $10,000 is the biggest milestone that you're going to ever make in your life as a man or a woman. Like, supposed to be saying 100,000 is the number, 1 million is the number. Like,
Okay, there you go. But where I'm getting at is, no, let's rewind the clock here. Where I'm getting at is most people, once they hit $10,000, they're rich. They've never had 10 grand before. You feel rich. You really do. Like, I don't know if you've ever had 10 grand cash on you. This isn't 10 grand, but this is probably like like $1,200 right here. Okay. This is a good way to measure your money if you've never just paid with cash for like a month straight, only cash. But where I'm getting at is most people, I'm no genius. I'm just somebody who likes to take money and make more money. I'm not the smartest guy. I'm not. Okay. But I do like the game of hustling and flipping money and stacking it and paying myself first. But most people that get 10 grand, they go and buy a car worth 30 grand. So they actually just go negative. And how do I know this? I haven't done exactly this, but I remember I was 25. I had about 25 grand chilling. Just moved to California. I had like 35 grand, but I spent like 10 grand moving and stuff. My car takes a shit and I go, I'm going to take 7 grand, a responsible adult. I go, I'm going to take 7 grand and just go buy a used car. It was 2015-ish. I get to the lot. I'm looking at the car. I go, yeah, this one's good. There's a Mercury Grand Marquis. I was going to get another one, right? And I go, cool. It's like 7 grand. Perfect. Just buy a cash, call it a day. But what do I see in the corner of my eye? BMW, black on black, 15 grand. So instead of just buying that car cash, I just went and put the 7 grand down on the BMW, walked out with a car payment. But most people, and that was still less money than what I had, right? But I wasn't willing to spend 15 grand cash. That would have been like almost all of my money. That's stupid. But that's how a lot of people feel when they got 10 grand. They go and get but imagine if they only had 10 grand. You think they're just going to go spend all of the 10 grand? Actually, probably. Now that I really think about it. You get a $5,000 credit card. You don't even have $5,000. You're going to spend it. Most people are going to spend it. And I don't think it's actually like your fault, right? Like, I really don't believe it is. Like, honestly, if you started carrying cash on you, I'm just showing you this as an exercise. Like, just carry cash on you and only spend cash for a month. This is a great way to measure your shitty spending habits. Because when you're spending it like this, you're hyper aware. You're very aware of what you're spending. You're so aware of it. Every day it's just one by one falling off. You really keep track. You really do. And when you carry like 1,000 on you, 2,000 on you, it subliminally, it makes you think of it as like pocket change. I don't know. I've been doing this for a long time. They go, what if you get robbed? What? When's the last time you've been robbed? I've had my bank account hacked more times than I've ever been robbed. Like, chill out, dude. Like, people are just out here robbing you. Remember the whole EBT thing that happened 2 weeks ago? People talking shit like, yeah, we gonna pull up on you, bro. We'll pull up in the parking lot, son. What's up? No one did anything. Chill out. I'm just saying. It's a good way to measure how you're spending your money.
Man, I don't care what nobody say.
Bro, tell me how I'm like about to make almost like 100 something on paper this year, 100,000, like with my job, my career job, and my detailing business. And literally, I got some land money and saved up and everything. I got bought like equipment for detailing. Sorry. I have like almost nothing to show because I spent it all on a girl who left me like the wind, bro. Don't do it. I took her to Vegas, Boston, Orlando. You want to go to university? Took that hoe to Hogwarts. I wish I all took it back. What? Don't do it. Do never, ever, ever drop a dime. Ever.
That holds up. That backs my whole, remember the trip thing? Usually us men, not always, but generally we're footing the bill for that stuff. And you got to be cool with that. You got to be, like, I'm all right with it, but I'm also kind of like me and my lady right now, my forever and ever and shit. I love you if you're watching this. But, you know, I had to tell her straight up, you know, I don't care about the, I don't care about the cool car. I don't care about the shiny car. I don't care. Do I want one? Yeah. I actually do. The car I'm driving now, I should have been driving 10 years ago when I bought that BMW. But now I'm driving the car when I should be able to afford the BMW. I'm driving the car. Does that make sense? I guess it's not that I'm scared. I just don't want the overhead. But that's something that, like, especially you go into a relationship, is like, you guys got to be cool with you with the finances. Got to be cool. They'll get you though. Oh, they will. But at least that's a positive in my relationship, is she's okay with that. Because I know there's a lot of relationships where, like, the dude will just spend, like, we'll spend money, dude. Money we do not have. Oh, and they're already spending the money they don't have. It's a double whammy, bro. It's a double whammy right here. 10K in my savings before him, 1,000 when we broke up. Women will spend the money on them too. I know a couple. She's spending all the money on that guy. He's got it like that. Some dudes got it like that. My friend Dean in California, brokest guy I ever knew. Somehow he would hook up with these chicks. They were usually ugly. He was a good looking dude. And he would drain them for everything they had. And they'd always last about a couple of months, few months before they realized he was literally like a bum. But I couldn't believe it. I could not believe, like, he did that for years. Always had a new bitch that would just pay for everything. So women will do it. You just got to be really good looking. You got to be extremely good looking to pull that off.
In the 1990s, the average car salesperson sold 10 cars per month. This was really before the internet, before cell phones, before a lot of the technologies that we have today. Fast forward to 2025, and the average car salesperson sells 10 cars a month. Really pretty shocking when you think about all the...
I'm bringing this up not because of cars, but more like... people hit me up all the time like, yo, is YouTube worth it? Or like, yo, how can I make money? And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I've always made money really weird. Bartending, selling stuff on eBay. I used to sell weed for a long time until I got arrested for it. And I said, I have to learn how to sell something else, sell another product. It's never been easy, right? And I always had two jobs, like selling something, working a job, selling something, working a job, working a job, selling something, selling something. And now I'm performing. I'm selling you a product. I mean, I guess you can go to coursecareers.com. You know, you don't need a college degree. You can get a college degree now online, coursecareers.com. But at least they tell you, like, what jobs are paying, what's hiring, you know, unlike college where it's just like, yeah, just get a degree. There's plenty of jobs, and there's no jobs. But I'm bringing this up. The average car salesman used to sell 10 cars 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and now they still sell 10 cars. That's the same across the board, though. Like, when I was bartending in 2015, I was making 60, 70 grand a year. When I was bartending in 2023, 8 years later, I was making 60, 65 grand a year. Actually, it's even worse now. You know how these cars are more expensive? Well, it's not necessarily because the salespeople are making more money. All the extra charges go to the company. Same in the restaurant business. I'm going to break it down small. 2015, let's say I made $400 in a night bartending. I would have to tip out around 3% of my sales. So let's say I sold $2,000. I'd have to tip out 3% of that to the busboy, the bar back, right? Now it's the same concept, except for now a lot of places are making you tip out 7%, 10%. So in reality, they're still making the same as they were 10 years ago. So, like, that is something to be said on that. Like, because in the beginning made some bold claims, like, it's your fault you're broke. A lot of us, it is our faults. We decided we wanted the thing. You know, we said, yeah, I deserve the thing. I deserve the BMW. I make 60 grand a year working at TGI Fridays. I'm talking about myself right now. That was a true story. It's kind of funny if you really think about it. But I was kind of conditioned for that. We all were. And now it's like, are you willing to work 7 days a week? I don't think you are. I don't think you even should. I did it because I'm psycho and I like having some bread on me. I'm not rich, but I like to not sweat the bill. I don't want to be cheap. You know what I mean? Like, if you think I'm crazy for carrying a couple grand in my pocket, like, I don't care. I'll just make it back. If anything happens, I'll just get it back. But that's like my mindset. Like, I'm willing to go psychotic. But not everybody has that. Like, Nestor's not here today. Usually Nestor's sitting here. But like Nestor, he's not fucking built like that. He's not built like that. Like, I was doing this as much as we film while I had a full-time job. Well, 30-hour-a-week job. I was doing both, you know? But like, I don't think he would even be able to function if he even tried to do that. Like, no offense to Nestor. He's not here right now. But like, he would probably agree with me. Something to be said with that. Because a lot of industries are still the same as they were 15 years ago. Same thing. But everything else has changed.
What if childcare costs are so expensive because there is a lack of grandparents' willingness to help watch the kids while the parents...
Okay, grandmother here weighing in. Actually, my grandkids call me Gigi. But in your video, you said that
I like this lady.
grandparents' unwillingness to watch their grandkids full time is basically causing young families to not be able to make it as much as we did, right? Well, the one thing that I want to correct you on that is it's not that grandparents are unwilling to watch their grandchildren. It's that grandparents are still working full time. I actually have some friends that not only are they grandparents, but they still have teenagers at home. So they are working full time and still raising kids.
Not to mention this, which there's nothing wrong. Well, there's something wrong with it because of how society is. But the situations I'm aware of is like typical, like white boy. A lot of like my friends, their parents and even their grandparents helped them financially for a long time. I'm talking till their 30s, 35. One of my boys, one of my friend's sister, kids just live with the grandparents the whole time. Whole time. To the point where the little kids calling the grandparents mom and dad. So I not to mention they're footing the bill for her. Like the kid's still a kid having a kid. It's like a society raised by grandparents. We talked about this like a year ago or so. But yeah, like the grandparents are still working. And like they're still like not just paying for your grandkids, but you're still helping your kids. This happens more than you would think, even on smaller sectors of society. Forget like well-off people, even not well-off people. It trickles down. Even people on Section 8, EBT, even those grandparents are footing the bill for their kids and the grandkids. It's weird shit, dude. It's just like on a crazy scale. Not to mention, like, I saw my grandparents once a year. They lived in another state. So, like, for me, I hear people like, the grandparents aren't helping out. I'm like, what? Like, my grandparents were never, like, around. Which maybe that's weird, too. Maybe that's a big problem. Maybe this wanting to live alone business is a big deal. Maybe generational living should come back. You know, I had my dad live with me for 10 years. I was paying for him. But the only way I could pay for him is if he lived with me. You know, like I can't pay your rent. Like that's just psychotic. But there's a lot of parents paying their kids' card payments. And not kids, they're grown adult children card payments, helping them with the bills. Throw a fucking grandkid on top of that. Like, who's really got it like that? Like, I'll be fucking broke, dude. I'd be like, I'm fucked. Imagine taking care of my kid and my kid's kid. Oh, you better be rich. That's all I'm saying. Something to think about.
I am 34 years old and I live with roommates. Is this where I saw myself at 34 years old? No. A woman, mixed, living with 2 white men. No, I didn't see that for myself.
She goes, I don't need a man. I need 2. I don't see any shame in that. Me and my chick lived together, you know, or like 2 years ago. What am I, 36 now? 3 years ago, I had my dad living with me and my homie Taco living with me. My dad was getting a little Social Security money, so I'd use like $400 of that towards bills. Usually it cost me money, but at least he had something to cover himself. Taco, I was charging him $500 a month. It was sweet, dude. And we weren't like, I was making money on YouTube, but even before that, I'm making $5 grand, $6 grand a month bartending, selling shit on eBay. I was doing pretty good. Granted, I didn't have car payments. I didn't have debt, no credit card bills. I didn't have all of the stuff. Right. And I had roommates in my 30s. But like, honestly, dude, the peace of mind is much more worth it to me. I'd rather be chilling, $2 grand in my pocket, walking around money, ain't sweating. But I had this when I was 20. I had $2 grand in my pocket. I was selling weed. Everything was a cash business. So I've been rolling like that. I always thought that way. Always thought that way. I've always been like, I guess, hood rich, I guess. Never rich, but like the peace of mind and having the extra when it comes to time, which time is money, always meant more to me than the fancy this and the Kia Soul and the sweet Kia Soul ride for $500 a month. That blows my mind. I'm sorry. I have no idea why anyone would live in California or New York. Oh, California is beautiful, dude. I don't know about New York, but Cali, I fucking miss California, dude. Better than going 50-50 with your boyfriend, right? You hear this 50-50 talk in relationships. 50-50. There's no getting around a 50-50 relationship. Because the truth is you have a 50% chance of that relationship working out in general. And also spending all of your money. Just kidding. Not really, though. Women, it's expensive to date. It is, especially if you're a dude. I don't care what women say. Most men are not the 1% really good looking guy dating the not so good looking chick where she's footing the bill. No, that is a Cinderella story. I started med school at age 30. That's the best. How many 30-year-olds are in college? No offense. You could just go to coursecareers.com. Okay. I'm not just kidding. Like, you like get certificates online. It's like the same equivalent to, it's not the same. I'm not talking down on college. I'm just saying that's yet another kind of lie that's been shit on to an entire generation. I think it meant well, but you guys know where we're at. I think having roommates is totally fine. I think people are tripping with this whole live alone shit. Like, I kind of get it, being alone, I guess. Like, all right. But most of us can't afford that. Why am I paycheck to paycheck? You're doing it all by yourself. That's why. All right, we're going to end on this note. This guy makes a bold claim, but I think he might be correct.
If a man has made it to about 30, 35, never been married, doesn't have kids, and doesn't have 6 figures saved in the bank somewhere, he's a bum. Because what were you doing from 25 to 35 to not have 6 figures in savings?
Hold on. Levi Nix is calling me. I don't know if you know his YouTube channel. Yo, Levi, I'm like mid-filming right now. How long you been with your lady?
8 years.
8 years. Okay. And you just had a kid, right?
Yes, correct.
All right. Would you say in your relationship, you would have made more money with her or without her?
Personally for me, with.
That's how I feel too, because I always feel like I'm gonna call you right back after this, but I just wanted yours because this guy's making a bold claim saying if you're not married or you never had kids, you should be rich by now. But I always looked at it like if I have somebody to split the bills with and tag team life with, I'm probably gonna get ahead.
Yes, 100%. There's a study that came out that there's more millionaires with like 3+ kids than anything. So statistically, the more kids you have, the more money you make.
Levi Nix from downtown. Here, let me call you back. I'm wrapping this video up. All right. I'm going to let this guy finish, but that's kind of where my mindset's always been. But like roommates too, like friends or a spouse, that's kind of where my mind's always been.
Even if you just made $50,000 a year, you should be able to get 6 figures in savings then. Again, guys around 28 to 30 that's never been married or had kids, they should be the most financially stable ever.
You would think that, but I agree with Levi. I'm going to end on that note. That's kind of where I was getting at. Most of us dig ourselves into a grave. Most of us go, I want the sweet Kia Soul for $500 a month that I can't afford. That's most of us. We do it to ourselves. We want to go on 5 vacations, especially women. But I make more money with my woman than without her. Does that make sense? Like I do. Like I make more money when I was living with my boy Taco, right? And I was living with my boy Austria and my boy Vince when we were coming up. I made way more money with a team than I ever have just by myself. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, but most of us just like to spend it. Like if I just gave you, let's just say I gave you 10 grand, just cash, majority of us are going to spend it. And I'm guilty too. I've gotten some free money before. I spent it, and I spent it real good. I like my things. I'm not saying that. Anyways, I don't know. I'm hanging up the phone. Hell of a talk. Thanks to everybody who bought a Cadillac shirt, Caddy Daddy T. Appreciate you. Link down below. Everybody that joined the Patreon, the Discord. And also, we're doing the live streams again, the call-in show every Tuesday night, Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anybody can call in. It's a good time. And yeah, hell of a talk. Get your money up, seriously. I highly recommend you practice the cash daddy thing. It really does work, guys. Just throwing that out there. This is not to brag. I am not rich. I'm not loaded. I'm just simply somebody that was willing to try. That's it. Hell of a talk. Unreal.